Hi everyone, I'm Gaelen McCormick and I teach at the Eastman Community Music School here in Rochester, New York. This video is about the Dvorak New World Symphony, and this is geared towards helping the players who are going to the junior high all-county soon. So let's start right at the beginning of this piece. I'm really glad they wrote it in 4. The original is written in 2 in the beginning, but it's sometimes a little difficult to subdivide because it's really very slow. You see that it's written adagio, so that gives you a clue that it's going to be very slow. So keep your eyes on the conductor. Find your spot at the beginning. You know the spot, right? Right here where the neck curves. Thumb goes here. First finger stacked on top is D. Fourth finger is going to give you E. So it's beautiful. Easy way to start the beginning. Whole section is going to be nice and in tune when you begin. Here we go together. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do a little bit with these hairpins. We're not trying to be super dramatic yet. Did you see what I did in between those quarter notes? The temptation is to veg out, right? Don't do it. Set your bow. Set your bow. I don't actually care if you retake or not, but really set the bow on the string so you get a nice ta, ta each time. You want to get a really clear sound. If we don't and we get the conductor's going to be like, basses, you're late! Or maybe it's a woman, basses, you're late! Either way, they're going to like yell and be really mad at us. Don't do that, don't do that. So you set the bow in the string, so you have a little bit of pressure. For German players, it's your thumb. For French players, it's here in your index finger. So you really have a little bit of pressure there, so you know that sound is going to come right out of the string. Let's jump down to the next line, the measure before 19, which is probably 18. You're counting, you're watching, 1 and 2 and 3. So something like that. I might even separate that E flat a little more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Something like that. Let's move along to the next 2 lines down. Whole note A. See, there's a G flat coming up. Secret name, F sharp. Do whatever you need to do. I know some of you love flats, some of you love sharps. I don't care. Whatever your brain loves, just tell it what it needs to hear. I have written F sharp above my G flat because my brain loves sharps. Whole note A. 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3. Hopefully we're in half position. Now stay really hushed here. Disappear. 2. Really articulate these. The winds are some really important rhythm to play off as. 1, off. So I really want you to focus on this when you're playing this. Look down the next line. You have an 8th with an 8th rest. Where I just played, we had a quarter and a quarter rest. Earlier when I was saying set the bow, all this stuff is really important. If you wind up playing 8ths and quarters and stuff like they all sound the same, that's not orchestra playing, right? And that's just like, I don't care. I know you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have gotten into this high level event. So you care and show it by doing really, really close attention to when you come in and when you cut off. They're equally as important. Let's go now to see where the mezzo forte is. You have C, G, E. Look at this for a second. You could do it this way. 1, 4, slide, shift. Remember, A sharp is also called B flat, if that makes you happier. B flat, B natural. Let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Off. Off. I'm sure you held it as long as I did, right? Yes, I'm sure you did. Let's jump to the allegro now. Allegro means happy. It's in 2. Happy 2. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go a little slower for our practicing. Bum, 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 bum. Measure 62. For your practicing, please set out your next 2 pages because we're going to go through them both without stopping right now. And for your concert, set out your 2 pages, right? Measure 62. Here's 2 measures of counting. 1, 2, 1, go. Up, down, up, down. Okay, great. Look at measure 82. I have a great fingering for this, if you're welcome to take it. I do, their fingering is good. Their fingering is good, don't get me wrong. I do this, so you'd finish, I'm on 2, I just stay there. Open, all the way up to where we started this piece. B and E are across from each other. Now I do what they do, 2, 4, and then scoot back, 4, 1. Now I take a new down bow and I go back to first position because you have time. If you want to, you can stay here. And now I would move it the rest. So your choice. Loved all the fingerings in the master though. I thought it was really, really good. Let's jump to the part that's marked faster, which is English for faster. And I think there's like no real secret to this. I've tried a ton of different fingerings on this when I was in RPO. Believe it or not, I just play it in half position, and so does just about every other person in the RPO. I think if it's good enough for us, it's good enough for you. So if you want, this is it. I start 4-1. The big trick I found is to leave your fingers down. Don't try to coordinate this. See that when I did like the C and E flat? I don't pick my fingers up, I just leave them down. Here's the real tempo on that. Bum bum beat-a dum. 1, 2. Something like that. Looking ahead, measure 144. There's 2 slashes there. Those are 16th notes. So you got to prepare yourself when you're playing. For instance, here's the measure before it. You have time. You have way time before that to get ready for that as you're playing. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and dugga 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 dugga. And it's not the end of the world if you happen to come in on, oh shoot. You'll know that if you're playing 8th notes instead of 16th notes. But please don't go to tremolo. It's really important that we're a little motor of 16th notes there. Okay, jump with me to where it goes to quarter notes right after that. This is actually the melody. Haha, good for us. 1, 2, ready, go. Triple it. As you can, diminuendo there. I think I messed up one of those rhythms, please forgive me. Know how I said the triplet out loud? Strawberry, whatever you like to use, blueberry, but definitely, definitely prepare yourself there. Last page. This is so beautiful, this part of the last page. I believe, I'm looking at the very last measure of the first line. Tell you, I believe that this has been copied by other composers is what I believe. Anyhow, I really want you to make this as smooth as possible. And if you're going to use that open G like I did, make sure you don't get a, okay? Be really careful with it. It's pianissimo. So I'm parking this kind of in the middle, a little, maybe just a little closer to my frog, because I am going to have to make a pretty big crescendo. By the way, when I see the word crescendo, I can't even register it. I don't know about you. I often have to take my pencil and just write that in because I just can't register it. And the same thing with the word diminuendo. I just have this feeling that like symbols are going to work for me. If that's the same for you, don't worry about it. Just write it in. Write in a symbol. If you're the opposite and you need to see the word, do what works for you, okay? Don't be shy about that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with your brain. Just know how your brain works best. Let's do this together. The one thing I wanted to tell you is in that second line, the second part here. I don't like, because you have to do this double string crossing. And the chances of you really cranking on that G string are pretty big. So the fingering they have for this, just use that same fingering. Except you'll play C natural. So 4-1-2-0, 4-1-2-0 is what I suggest for G-E-C-A. Okay, join me back where the arco started, please. End of the top line. Da-da-dee-da. 1 and go. Here, close. Close G. Coda. Ah! Where is it? Go hunting. I'll wait for you. It's really far back. It's way back on the first page, my friends. You get another whack at almost the whole piece. You get to come all the way back to the thing we just played. And then when you get to this thing again, oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Those are 16th notes. 16 notes. Okay, then you get into the finale. Now jump down to 240, please. Same fingering I proposed before, please. Except here I jump all the way back because of what's coming next. So 2-4, open, jump back. Watching the end of Rosamund, because I do the same fingering the end of Rosamund. Oh well, if you're watching in a different order, you're about to discover the same thing there. 2-0, bar the 2 down. Now 1-2 set at the same time. Keep that 1 down. In fact, keep them all down. Your bass is going to ring like a giant C major machine. It's going to be amazing. Up, up. Okay, I wrote this giant note to myself at the end that says, everyone has this rhythm. Do not take a solo. Oh, it always happens to someone in the first rehearsal. That's okay. Don't do it in the concert. So here's the last 2 lines. Play this with me until you can do it without taking a solo, okay? Last 2 lines. 1, 2, ready, go. Fancy RPO thing at the end, you totally have my blessing in the concert. We just lift the bows up. It looks awesome to the audience, okay? Gets them to clap louder. All right, you guys are gonna do great. This is such a huge piece of the American repertoire. I know he's Czech, but it's called New World Symphony because he wrote it about the amazing experience he had here in our country. And it's just, to me, this is just a wonderful, wonderful piece about the experience here, and he wrote such amazing things for our section that are not doubles of the cello. So have a great time with it. Have a great time practicing it. I'm proud of you all for getting in. I'm proud of the hard work you put in to get in and the work you're about to put in to have a great experience there. All right, go forth and practice bass. See you later.